rumors, man. A couple little tidbits to speak on tonight, man. Is there a quarterback competition for QB1 and not QB2? We gonna get on to it tonight. Let's get it.
Let's get.
Let's go. Yo. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts.
Hey, man, we back at it again. What it do, Bears fans? Like I said, it's your boy KB and your boy AC. Tailgate Familia in the building. Hey, boy AC, man, talk to me, man. Tell me how that weather is over in Kentucky. You feel me?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, it was real hot last week. This week, like to start out, it was in the 70s. I mean, it was kind of nice outside. Yeah, I can't complain too much, down here in Kentucky. But yeah, man, we might have a little controversy on our hands. I don't know. We'll get into it. We'll talk about everything for sure.
Ooh, controversy. Speaking of the controversy. So we know that, the new coach, he brought in Mr. Johnson, said, no depth chart. We got competition going across everywhere. Right. We just spoke about this as just recently as last week about the O-line and certain players and certain things. But now we're starting to get into a more centralized position. A position that is the quarterback. You feel me? The main position on offense. Could there be a quarterback one controversy? Tyson Bagent, just off of CHGO. Shout outs to the pod. Their boy Brax, Yurko, all those guys over there had a little interview with the guy Tyson Bagent at his hometown in West Virginia. Asking if the chance was given to him, would he be cool with taking a shot and whatnot? What you think of the interview, AC, man? What's your feelings on it, brother?
I'll be honest. First and foremost, shout out to CHGO. Greg Braggs is doing great work over there. Adam Hogue always does great work. I mean, Adam Hogue's been somewhat of an inspiration for me, the way he was a beat writer to became a podcaster. Him and Adam Johns just really putting in the work like that. But Mark Harmon's kind of he's a local guy in Chicago, media dude, but he really clung to Tyson Bagent last year, or the year before when he actually got a chance to start. And he was great in that interview. He went to West Virginia. He met the Bagents. He met the family. Saw the hometown. And he did mention on the podcast that he was kind of expecting, I guess, backwoods Kentucky type stuff, but he was kind of in a town and was kind of thrown off by that. But it was a great interview. We talked to him about, his college career, which, I mean, Tyson Bagent in college, his numbers speak for themselves. I got him right here. At Shepherd College is a D2 college. He had 1,400 completions for 17,034 yards, 159 touchdowns to just 48 interceptions, and his college career rating was 159.8. He won the Harlan Hill Trophy, which is the D2 version of the Heisman. So,
yes, sir.
And our quarterback depth chart, we have, I guess there is no depth chart, but we have two Heisman winners. You got Caleb won his Heisman his junior year, and Tyson Bagent, he's putting up the hardware too. I actually had a chance to go to and visited West Virginia and Maryland before his senior year, but chose to stay at Shepherd University or Shepherd College because that was his hometown. He's from there. His dad played there. He played, I think he said baseball there. He was a pitcher. Yep. So, he's got, he's got history. He's got competitive juices. I mean, his dad's a world champion
Arm wrestler, ain't he?
Arm wrestler, right? So he's got competitive juices, and everybody wants to compete. That was the main thing that they pulled from this interview. Basically, he was talking about, I'm showing up to compete every day. I'm competing for that QB1 spot.
Absolutely.
They're not going to give me anything, but I wouldn't expect anything else from anyone else who has made it to the level that he's made it at his position and playing his sport. You got to
Absolutely.
shoot for the QB1, like you said before
Absolutely.
we got on here. If you're shooting for 2, you're gonna lose every time. It's
Yeah. I was gonna
but
say, man, just listening to the pod and listening to the interview, I don't get a sense that Bagent is saying, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm coming for the QB1 spot. That I'm pushing Caleb out of his job or what the case is." What I got, the sense that I got from it was, "Hey, I need to prepare like I'm going to be the number one. I need to prepare like I'm going to be an MVP. I'm going to prepare like I'm going to win the Super Bowl." And to be honest, that's what you want. You don't want
right,
before, but you don't want nobody to come in and say, "Hey, man, I'm shooting to be the number 2." Oh, because what is that?
yeah,
Like I said, Bagent has gotten 4 games under his belt his rookie year, and by all accounts, he did decent. You come in, you get a 2-2 record. Yeah, he threw more interceptions than he did touchdowns. And listening to the pod, he'll even tell you we should have won the New Orleans game,
right,
but I played very good football for 3 quarters, and I shit the bed at the end. But that's something that comes with time. That's something that comes with experience. You know what I'm saying? Playing against different defenses and whatnot. So do I believe there's a QB1 competition or controversy? Absolutely not at the moment. It's Caleb Williams' team. We all know this. He was drafted number 1 for a reason. But as a backup, I believe your head should be in the I need to prepare myself, because there's always a just in case. We seen things like this happen with the great Tom Brady. He goes down and Matt Castle steps in. You know what I'm saying? A lot of listeners might not know Matt Castle was a backup at first.
Yep.
He came in, he led that. How many wins did the Patriots win that year? I know they had over 10.
I feel like they still made the playoffs in that
They did.
year, and
Absolutely did.
Matt Castle rolled that into a contract with the Seahawks, I believe.
Was it Seahawks? Did he play for the Chiefs as well?
Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe it was the Chiefs.
I was gonna say I feel like he might have played into
Yeah,
the Chiefs.
I was thinking of Flynn from
Oh,
Green Bay. He got that big paycheck from Seattle, and then they drafted Russell. But
he took that job for them quick.
yeah, and I don't want to say that there is or there isn't a quarterback competition. Like you said, everyone on this team is a competitor,
Yep.
and they're all pushing for that job. Case Keenum is kind of there to be a mentor, which we needed sorely in this quarterback room. I think a lot of what happened last year, and that's another thing. He talked about the coaching.
Yes.
They asked him about, which offensive coordinator did you like the most, and he said he liked Getsy. And we kind of talked about that last week when we were talking about the Cole Kmet situation and the way Getsy was able to use Cole Kmet a lot better than Shane Waldron did. Now, he did say, and it caught my ear because I've been hearing it a lot. He did say after that, they asked him about Ben Johnson, and he talked about, the way they attack every detail. Everything needs to look perfect. And, man, it just keeps harking back to me about what were they doing last year? Were they not going over the details? Were they skipping over mistakes? Did they think that, okay, we drafted this quarterback that number 1 overall, that's the most pro ready, and we all talked about him walking into the best situation any number 1 overall pick had ever done, which is obviously silly at this point to say that. But what were they doing as a coaching staff to continue to walk past this issue? I don't understand. I don't understand what they were doing, but it seems like we got the right guys in place now. Ben Johnson, Eric Bieniemy, Antoine Randall on defensive side. You got Dennis Allen running everything. Yeah. Hey, shout out. We got 300 in the chat, man.
Oh wow,
If y'all could like, comment, subscribe.
absolutely.
I know you popped James Childress's
Oh, yeah, we gonna
comment
get
up
to that.
there for a second.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get to that. We gonna get back to this one.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say while we got James up here, if you like, comment, subscribe once a month right here on Chicago Sports Podcast, we give away this jersey. All you got to do is like, comment, subscribe, come into the chat and say what's up and throw us some topics we could talk about. Right now, we're going to talk about this quarterback controversy, whether it is or it isn't. But yeah, all you got to do is show up and show out, and you can win a jersey. James Childress won our first one. He got himself a Joe Thuney jersey. So just come on over to the YouTube and do all the things. I do want to talk about the way Bagent has been as a pro, though, and we'll get to that later, James. But like you said, he's 2-2, 66% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns to 6 picks, 870 yards. His passer rating as a pro is 71.9. Not great numbers, not perfect numbers by any means, but he was called into duty as Justin Fields was dealing with injury.
Yep.
And was kind of thrown in there. He did talk
On
about
to the Wolves.
Yeah, he got thrown to the Wolves. He talked about Darnell Mooney being his favorite receiver in the league.
Oh, yeah.
But you and I saw him live at Soldier Field against the Raiders, the game that we went to. Bagent was the starter, and Deontay Foreman had a heck of a game that day, and he threw a touchdown to him, 3rd and goal, which was a little screen pass that Deontay took into the end zone. But yeah, I mean we've seen him when called upon be able to and some people think he's better than he actually is. We've seen it in other chats, KB.
Absolutely. But seeing on other chats and people's podcasts is wild work to me.
Yeah, and I like Bagent. Don't get me wrong. I think he's good. I think he's a step below, in my opinion. I think he's a step below Caleb Williams. And if he does, maybe he's gotten a lot better in the last 2 years, and we just haven't seen him because when he was called in, it was throw this one pass or go in there and take the knee, Tyson. We don't want you in harm. We don't want Caleb in harm's way for this or whatever.
It kind of harkens back to what you were saying, because you always kind of get those what if moments, like what if he would have taken one of those scholarships to go to a Power 5 type conference, and what he could have shown in a year being on a national stage. Do you know what I'm saying? How much did that help him or could have helped him in his stock going into the draft? Like thinking in my head, if he would have went to a Minnesota or Missouri or Minnesota, you know what I'm saying, and had a year where he put up, let's say 4,000 yards passing and 20 to 30 touchdowns, you could have been talking about this kid being drafted somewhere closer to the 2nd or 3rd round. You know what I'm saying? So it shows more that I know he wanted to stay at Shepherd because it was hometown loyalty. I get it. But I absolutely do believe that if he had the chance to go somewhere else and loyalty was out the window and it was just about building your brand, that he could have absolutely helped himself. So I'm just thinking about it because we've been on the Bagent train for quite some time, right?
Yeah,
it's not even that we believe this kid was just a world beater or he was gonna come in and be a starter. We're talking about all the way to the point where we had signed this kid as an undrafted rookie, and we had conversations on the tailgate show where I remember vehemently saying, "Hey, we need to keep this kid." Like, we've been talking about this shit for years where, you get the guy and then you get another guy and you stash him. But the Bears never did that. It was always, we're going to go get this vet. We end up with a Mike Glennon, or we end up with a Chase Daniel, or
Nathan Peterman, who they freaking love for whatever reason.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, why don't we have that young guy who was talented that can bring something? Because look at it. What if we had Ben Johnson from the beginning? and then you had, and not even to say you just had Justin Fields, you had your solid starter in place.
Right.
And then Tyson Bagent had this is his third year, correct?
Yeah, this is his third year. I think undrafted free agents signed a 4-year contract, so he's basically got this year and next year, and then he'll either
re-up or go somewhere else.
Right. But
if he would have been in a system for 3 straight years, there's no telling what this kid could have been. He could have had a Matt, like he could be Matt Castle. He still could be Matt Castle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We just don't know. But I absolutely believe that he's a value on this team, and he's gonna compete. Yeah, absolutely. But in my eyes, it's more toward that second string and the competition between him and what's my guy's name? Case Keenum.
Case Keenum, yeah.
There doesn't seem to be any kind of beef there, any kind of tension. It's okay, yeah. Case Keenum's here, and he's been making this very fun. They're splitting reps, taking with the twos. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for it.
Yeah, and I feel like it's the exact opposite. I feel like the Case Keenum competition with him has been great, and Case sees a lot of himself in Tyson Bagent. Case Keenum himself was put up gaudy numbers at Houston, undrafted, comes into the league, gets a chance to start a couple times and plays really well, and then goes into that mentorship. He did that with CJ Stroud down in Houston, and now he's going to have the same chance for Caleb Williams and or Tyson Bagent, and maybe Tyson. Obviously, he's going to shoot for a QB1 job. Maybe he'll go somewhere else after his contract, or maybe who knows? We can't tell the future, so who knows?
Yep.
His future might be right here. But you know, I feel like for what he did in college, I feel like he's kind of. I think he's in a good spot, man. And he talked about liking Ron Poles a lot. He talked about that in the podcast. So maybe he'll want to stick around after this. We have over 700 in the chat, by the way. 700 viewers right now.
Crazy.
So
absolutely crazy. Hit that like, man. We ain't asking for much, man. Hit the like. Hit a share. Do something. You know what I'm saying? Get us out there.
Like,
you know
comment, subscribe, share it.
Oh yeah, we bringing in all the fans. You know what I'm saying? This OF for men. This is OnlyFans for men right here.
Speaking of that, man, there's a new trend on TikTok that I got to give a shout out to. It's dads supporting dads. It's been a great community. I shared my first TikTok that I had done in years with that, and I got quite a few followers with that. But that's something really cool. But
hey, so what did you do, brother?
I just. I'm not technologically savvy like a lot of these people that are able to edit and cut videos and stuff together. I just pulled some pictures together and it threw out a song for me, and I put the hashtag on there and got a bunch of people to follow me and liked my video and shared it and all that stuff. So shout out to that dad supporting dads movement. That's pretty cool, man. But we'll hop on something that James is saying here, talking about the how about the competition brewing on the left side of the offensive line? I think, I've planted my flag in the Ozzy Trapillo camp. He reminds me of the mountain off Game of Thrones, and I absolutely love the idea of him on the left side of our line. Karan Amagaji is the guy who, Karan Amagaji out of Yale. They drafted 5th round, 4th round, 3rd round, I think.
Karan? No.
Yeah.
Oh, now that you said
I feel like we drafted him in a decent spot. Maybe look that up real quick. But Karan Amagaji got a little bit of a chance last year. Didn't do great, but he was kind of, as Bagent was, thrown to the wolves to kind of survive. Yep. He was coming back off injury, missed the whole offseason. Go ahead. 3rd round.
3rd round. You're right.
Yeah.
I forgot.
So you've got a 2nd round pick from this year, a 3rd round pick from last year, and then don't forget about Braxton Jones. I mean, this is a guy who's on his last year, 5th pick, who's they looked at the traits and saw the size and the speed, the athleticism, felt like they could do something with him. He's coming back off injury as well, but yeah, it's going to be a huge competition, and competition breeds success. Like I
Yes,
said, I'm firmly planted in the Ozzy Trapillo side, but it wouldn't shock me at all if Braxton Jones comes back and says, "This is my job. I'm gonna I'm gonna do my job." What do you think, KB?
absolutely. I think this needs to be said so people don't think we're trying to discredit or discount anybody at a position.
Right.
But it's like I said, you don't show up to work trying to be the second best at anything. So Ozzy Trapillo should absolutely be gunning for the starting position. Karan Namagachi should absolutely be gunning for the starter position. And Braxton Jones has to be gunning for it. And I mean, to be honest, you're fighting off two young guys that are starving for that type of playing time, for that recognition. And I feel like that's what it should be across the board, which is why I actually like the idea of not having a depth chart set right now, even though we kind of know, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's obvious. You're not gonna look at the, you know what I'm saying, and it's not to take a shot at Bagent or Case Keenum, but it's not to look at that position and be like, okay, yeah, one of them is gonna end up with it. I like, no, realistically, that's Caleb's job. And if it's not Caleb, then something has drastically gone wrong with Caleb Williams that would have to be researched and talked about.
I agree.
Because that's another generational talent that came to Chicago and then fell off the cliff.
Yeah.
So, but that competition aspect, I love it being there. Like I said, I would love to see Ozzy Trapillo get that spot. You're 6'8", 300 plus pounds. And he's technically sound. That, like I said before, that's absolutely incredible to me. I think that's how you get the long term answers at a position like my man that plays for the 49ers. His name's Trent Williams. I think that's how you get a Trent Williams. Sometimes it's not about a name. Sometimes it's about whether or not you have the technique, which to me Bagent spoke on in the interview.
Yeah,
it's the little things, the details. It's the details. The way your feet are planted when you throw a pass, or how your feet are planted when you're about to take a snap. Those are the things I want to hear, because to me it's about learning the ABCs all over again and being very, very. The words escaping me, but being very. I'm just gonna go with tedious at the moment.
Yeah.
Let's throw that big word out there, because it's still a 25-cent word to anybody who doesn't think that I can say big things in the right time.
Yeah.
But you giving that attention to detail to the things that are so minute. You know what I'm saying? How do I do this? Or when I do this, I want everything to be, it's this, it's routine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how you get good football teams. To me, that's how Alabama was built. Alabama was built off of traits. The Bill Belichick, Tom Brady era of the Patriots built off of little things, little things. And I think that's what the Bears have been missing. And I think that, and it sounds like that's what we have now.
Yeah, it does sound that way. It sounds like the last group of coaches talked about we got over 1,000 in the chat now.
Hey, what?
Over 1,000. Like, comment, subscribe. We give away a jersey once a month. If you like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube. So if you're watching on X, hop up over to YouTube and subscribe to CHGO Sports Podcast. But I mean, while we're on the offensive line, and I know we talked a little bit about Pro Football Focus last week, KB, and the things that they had to say about Caleb Williams that was not the best. They said that his floor was a bust and his ceiling was Jordan Love, whom we already feel like he has at least gotten to that level, if not surpassed it in his rookie season. So I that doesn't make any sense. But they did rank their offensive lines. And our Chicago Bears, do you know where we landed on this list, KB?
Ooh, man, tell me, brother. Tell me.
We are 4th. And I have the list written down. Or I had the top 10 written down. Let me pull it up here real quick.
Appreciate you, Ron. Bear down, brother.
So yeah, Ron Winarski, bear down. But The PFF O-line rankings. Number 1 is the Eagles for obvious reasons. The only thing they lose is Mekhi Becton, but they've drafted well to supplant to replace them. Second is the Broncos, and they've
What?
that's who the PFF according to their grading system. So the way they did, they took their grading system, I guess, and added everybody up, and then divided by 5 to get the average, and this is how they got their rating
Okay.
system. Third is the Bills. The Buffalo Bills is third. Fourth is our Chicago Bears, and
So
fifth is the Indianapolis Colts. So we
so
are
wait.
top 5.
So did Frank Ragnow retiring hurt the Lions offensive line that much?
I don't know where
In
they
their
had them
ranking?
ranked before that. But yeah, you lose Ragnow, you lose the leader of your team, you lose the
Ooh.
typically the center is the leader of the offensive line. He is the speaker upper in the meetings.
Uh-huh.
He is the one who talks. At least historically here in Chicago, when we had great old lines, it started
I
right there
wanna
at the middle.
I wanna touch on that point real quick. Is how you say centers are the guy, right? They're the leader. Another fun tidbit in that Bagent interview. Guys that are busting their ass apparently in the offseason and in these workouts. Drew Dalman's name got brought up. Bagent name dropped him
Hmm.
as a guy who was trying to do above and beyond and is working his ass off, which is to me is amazing. That's gonna speak volumes for what this ranking is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I would you finish anywhere in the top 5 to me that should spell a great year for your quarterback. Uh,
right.
and it goes to what we said about the center position. You know what I'm saying? We finally got that we got a guy, you know what I'm saying? Drew Dalman is the best center in the free agency period. So seeing and hearing
Hmm.
what he's doing to prepare for the season, it has me excited, especially with this number 4 ranking, man. I look, if they can slide to 5,
Right,
I'm
right.
okay with it.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah,
move up,
it's I love the move they made this offseason, going to get Joe Thuney and going to get the kid out of LA,
Jonah Jackson.
Jackson.
Yep.
Yeah. And of course Drew Dalman
Mm,
and your right tackle Darnell Wright going into his 3rd year, or is this his
third.
4th year? So
Ooh,
so he's coming up on, are they going to re-sign him or what? And then, like we said, the left side, there's a heavy competition for that left tackle
absolutely.
position. I do want to say we're over 1,100 now in the chat. EV Warrior here says, "Let's go, Bagent."
Yeah.
EV Warrior, I don't know if you were here at the beginning. We talked about the Bagent interview through CHGO Sports, where Mark Harmon went to West Virginia to talk to the Bagents, and basically Bagent was doing everything that we thought Bagent would do. He's a competitor.
Yep.
He's gunning for to be the best that he can be. And he
Absolutely.
said, obviously, the goal is to win a Super Bowl. And
Absolutely.
that should be every team's goal, obviously. So,
Mhm.
so if he's able to, if he gets some time in, if God forbid, knock on wood, if Caleb Williams gets injured, I'm looking around the league, KB. I'm not going to lie. If he is the second string quarterback, I'm trying to think of who's the best second string quarterbacks in the league. Kirk Cousins probably is at the top of that list
Right now.
because he could be a starter.
Yeah.
Bagent's on the list because he started games. Um,
Absolutely.
and I'm trying to think off the top of my head, guys that are backups that I feel like.
Mitchell Trubisky.
Stop it.
Go, go,
Cannot
bitch.
be serious. Maserati Mitch. Let's.
Maserati bench, baby.
Yeah.
I throw Jameis in there too.
Yeah, I like Jameis,
I
but
like
I
Jameis.
don't know if he's second or third. That depth chart.
That's a
You
great
think
question.
we got a mess of a depth chart?
Yeah.
they got they got Russell Wilson up there. They got Jameis, and they drafted a guy. But yeah, I think and like you said, the offensive line ranking that high, is good for whoever's starting. KO Sports Talk says Marcus
Mark,
Mariota. I think he's in Washington still, if I'm not mistaken. So he gets another year with Cliff Kingsbury's offense. Yeah, that's a good backup quarterback to have. Been in the league a long time, knows how to be a pro, was highly drafted, so he knows how to kind of lead. Let's go, Drunk Cutler.
hey man, I'm here for it.
I don't know what I'm.
I'll be here for it.
Cutler at one point, a lot of people would say was the best backup in the league. I would say, but I love Jay Cutler. I don't know. My father-in-law is not a fan of him, but I definitely love Jay Cutler.
Look, if you put Jay Cutler's talent with goddamn, if you put Jay Cutler's talent with like fucking Fields worth it, like epic, oh my god, you would have a hell of a quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, some of these guys that used to play in the league were just ahead of their time. I've always said, Devin Hester, for his time, that didn't work. But for nowadays, he'd be like, I don't want to say he'd be Tyreek Hill, but you put him in the same positions, you don't think he could do some of the same things that
I absolutely think so. It's just like how I said with Matt Forte. I felt Matt Forte was before his time running back. I think right now we would be speaking about Matt Forte like we do CMC.
Yeah.
I absolutely believe that.
Yeah, dual threat, could block well too.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the news about Cousins though? Because I think it came out of that QB show that's on Netflix. Because they got him doing a second season, and basically he said, if I had known that they were going to do here in Atlanta what they did in drafting Penix, he's like, I don't want to say I was lied to or misled, but if I had known they had done that, I would just stay in Minnesota. He liked it there. His family liked it there. He knew the offense.
Why not stay? I'm sorry. That shit's just confusing to me, bro. If I had a good year, borderline great year with a team, we went to the playoffs. We were short a game or a player two from making it to a major NFC championship game. I'm not looking to leave for more money. I get it. Yeah, you want the financial, but bro, you've been franchise tagged 3 to 4 times in your career. It's like, you'd have made well over $100 million.
Yeah.
And I've seen his car on the quarterback show. This motherfucker's still driving a Grand Caravan. My man, you telling me that you could have stayed in Minnesota? Like, I'm grateful he didn't. But
right.
Come on, bro. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm just a different cat, bro. I would prioritize the wins and the accolades over the getting paid at a certain point. Like, you got paid all through your career, bro. Go win a game. Oh man. So we have this.
And tracks, you are correct. Minnesota was drafting a quarterback, but I feel like Minnesota told them, hey, we're looking to draft a quarterback. So if you're going to be here, you're going to kind of be a backup. And Atlanta was like, we'll take you. And then they still ended up drafting a quarterback. And that's why he kind of felt.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know if he would have started in Minnesota either, but his point was he knew the offense. His family liked it there. If they were going to draft a quarterback either way, if he's going to be in a quarterback room with a rookie, he might as well have stayed where he was. He didn't have to, because either way, he was coming back from Achilles. He would have had to learn a new offense in Atlanta that he wouldn't have had to learn in Minnesota. I don't know. That's not
like how it turned out. You would have started. Just you got hurt. You'd have still been the starter because JJ McCarthy got hurt. I'm just saying. But I get it. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's hindsight at this point. We didn't know. I forgot about them drafting the quarterback and that being his problem.
Yeah, we'll see how it all plays out. That'll be luckily we are not the team anymore that has to worry about, man, what are we gonna do at quarterback? I think we got it figured out. Whether it's Caleb or Bagent, or hell, I'd say I'd trust Case Keenum if they had to throw him in there, honestly.
Hey man, Case Keenum won Minnesota some games now. He got them boys pretty goddamn close too.
Right.
I never forget the Hail Mary of all Hail Marys.
Yeah.
That
Minnesota Miracle, right? Is that what they call it?
Yeah. The Minnesota Miracle. Woo.
him to Stephon Diggs. But yeah, like and I thought it was interesting to bring up the way our offensive line ranks because regardless of who's under center, I am confident in the 5 that are in front of them, or
Absolutely.
4 and question mark at left tackle.
Question mark. I feel like this. I feel like if either one of them beats out Braxton Jones, then I should feel comfortable.
Right.
The one thing I do remember seeing that was shared was that Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright, when both healthy, were 2 of the youngest offensive tackles, and they were highly rated together. So I feel like if Trapillo or Amagaji ends up snaking that job from him, I feel like you could be confident who's ever out there. I feel like this coaching staff is going to put the best foot forward instead of just saying, "Oh, well, we're paying this guy," or "This guy was drafted here," outside of Caleb. So we're gonna put whoever is gonna do the best for us out on the field.
And Braxton Jones, for all of his faults, he did grade well for PFF, so maybe that goes into those grades as well. I'm not sure what all they use for that as far as pressures and pushback, because I love Braxton, but man, he gets pushed back in his quarterback's lap all day. And that can't happen, man. We've been on it for 3 years trying to get him to anchor better. Trapillo's going to anchor. I promise you that. If there's one thing he's going to do, he's going to anchor.
He might not be as fast as Braxton Jones and getting out on some of these powers and everything that he was doing in screens, but I guarantee you that man not going to be in Caleb Pitt pocket all game.
Yeah.
Let's not take a shot at Braxton. That's just being honest. We've seen it for 3 years now. That's been the one consistent issue we've had.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So just to spotlight things, we kind of went over tonight, man. We hit the QB controversy, and we spoke our piece on it. Like I said, I don't feel it's a controversy. Bagent spoke on how he feels, and he's absolutely correct. You're supposed to go out there and put your best foot forward, because at the end of the day, if your future isn't here, your future could be somewhere else in the NFL.
I mean, and that's anywhere. KB, you're a firefighter. Y'all competitive. I know you competitive. I work in a factory where I'm a overhead crane operator. We're competitive in that too. Whatever you're doing, you strive to be the best at that job. It's not and I feel like that's in all of us. But it's just under a microscope for these guys,
Yeah, absolutely. You're getting paid millions, and you're playing on national television. All right, man. I said we've been at it for close to 40 minutes, man. We appreciate this 1,300 followers,
1,300
viewers, however you want to put it, man. It's crazy. It's incredible. We appreciate y'all tuning in. You know what I'm saying? It's just 2 dudes talking about football. And I'm trying to be a dude disguised as a dude playing another dude. You feel me? But man, you got any closing remarks, bro? Anything you want to get out? Any shout outs?
Shout out to the chat, man. We got Ron Winorski in there tonight. I haven't seen Cheryl Childers to give me my Cubbies scores updates. I'll have to check that out when I get off. But James Childers was in the chat. Of course, Trax is in there, man, keeping everybody company. Saying what's up to everybody. But I mean, shout out to the chat, man. I'm excited for another Bears season. Like you said, we got 1,300 viewers. Talking about the quarterbacks. That's the number one position in all of sports. I think it's the hardest position to play in all of sports.
Yes.
So it's definitely not easy. And the fact that we have a good quarterback room speaks highly of the future of our Chicago Bears. That's about all I got to say about that.
All right, man. Like my brother said, man, shout out to everybody that's joining us, man. Like I said, nobody has to listen to us talk, but y'all tuned in regardless, man, especially on a Tuesday night. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. If y'all can do anything for us, man, hit the like and hit the share button in the comment, man. Do them things. You know what I'm saying? If you want to subscribe, we appreciate you subscribing as well. It helps out the podcast. It helps get us in front of other people. The algorithm.
And it gives them a chance to win a jersey every month.
The jersey. You can get a Cody Parkey jersey if you wanted to.
Somebody said that.
Double doink on the front of it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your heart desires, we here to facilitate. But that being said, man, we're going to go ahead and hit this bear down.
Bear down.
And get on up out of here. Good night, people.
Happy Taco Tuesday.